Well, hello, dear viewer. 'Tis Unclejona here again, sailing the seas of beer so you guys can benefit and know what to buy and maybe what to avoid. Um, but today I thought I'd had this one before and I have drunk it before, but I haven't done a review on it before. And there is a bargain to be had for you, dear viewer, if you follow what I'm about to tell you. But a favor, could you please click like if you've liked this video and think about subscribing to the channel, because it really does make a difference. And I'm trying to grow things like, from small seedlings up until mighty oaks. So have a think about it while we're talking about what we're going to talk about today. Now, the beer is one that I have definitely had before, but I don't think I've done a review on before. It is the Hobgoblin IPA, at 5% on the ABV, and I do like this. I think I've done the normal Hobgoblin ones. Can you see? This is how they package it, because it's environmentally friendly. So all you have to do is pop one out. Easy said than done when it's not on the table. And there we go. There's a can of beer. And if you do it properly, there you go. This is recyclable. And it is bin day tomorrow. So can I go through all of these beers and give this to the bin man? Probably not. But worth a go. Right, so it is, I was hoping it was a 500, but alas, it is a 440 can at 5% ABV. And looking at the can, Hobgoblin, they've got some cool marketing from the Wychwood Brewery, which is now part of Marston's. The Wychwood Brewery, which is Oxfordshire, I believe. Is it Oxfordshire or is it Berkshire? I'm not sure. Let me see. Maybe the can will tell us. Let us see. Da, 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 da. No, but it gives us some propaganda. There are IPAs and legendary IPAs. R1 is legendary. Prepare for intense explosion of zesty orange, grapefruit, honey, and juicy bitterness. Winners of the best IPA award, etc., etc. Where is it made? Let's see. Wychwood Brewery, Witney, Oxfordshire. And it's owned by Carlsberg Marston's. So can't get everything right, but I do like a good Hobgoblin. I think fantastic beer, and you can get these for a favour. So this can here, £1.25p, which, if you're buying from the supermarket, you might think, why not just go for the normal Hobgoblin, because that's £4.20 something, I think it is. Well, that is why I'm doing this review today, because I only picked this up yesterday. And if you buy a 4-pack from the Sainsbury's in the UK, you can pick up this for absolutely free. Tis a glass, tis an odd shaped glass, and I will get it out, and I am going to use said glass indeed. But I thought this was absolutely brilliant. So Hobgoblins, and even the box is cool. I'm going to keep the box. It's got some shiny stuff. I like shiny stuff. The beauty that lies within. Cool box, eh? And here is the actual glass itself. Obviously, it's branded. I believe, yes, it is. I don't know if you can see that, but it's etched on the bottom. You can see there's a Hobgoblin logo actually etched on the bottom for the carbonation, and there is even a Hobgoblin on the side of the glass. And this is a pint, apparently. We shall see, which means it will fit that 440 easily. But dear viewer, I wanted to do this this review soon, because I'm sure this people are going to get these glasses a lot. I don't have much room left in the old cupboard for glasses, but yeah, it's what's inside that counts. Absolutely fantastic. There's different iterations of the Hobgoblin there. Looking fantastic. So, 5 minutes in, and I haven't even opened that one up yet. Now, these cans have not been in the fridge, so I've got to be a little bit careful. Okay, a bit of a hiss, but that was it. No explosion. Which is good? Which wood is good? Oh, right. Let me do some sort of ting. The only thing is, if it's not a full glass, will we get the full Hobgoblin? I'm not sure if we will. And look at that. I was thinking it might not fit in, but that is pretty good going. And there we go. You can see the Hobgoblin there. And there we go. Slightly more difficult to see, but you can see him through the foam. There you go. That's pretty good. And can't really tip the thing up, but you can see the bubblies coming. And that's what the etching on the bottom of that glass does. It creates a lovely bubbler like that. And a nice level of foam. We've probably got maybe 1/4 of a finger there, maybe a 1/3. And look how crisp and clean that is. Almost like a kind of lagery type product. Look at that. There we go. See my ugly mug. Oh, look, you can see another mug through there. That's quite cool, actually. You can see him floating around at the back. See the old Hobgoblin. Fan dabby dozy. And there is a zestiness there. Quite a kind of yeah, it's not like the normal Hobgoblin, but it smells a little bit like maybe like the gold one, the gold iteration, which is basically the Hobgoblin Pale Ale. This one is the Hobgoblin IPA. So where are we standing again? 5% on the ABV. That is not to be sniffed at, especially for around about £1. And look at that shape of the glass. It's got this weird divot here. And that is really comforting kind of in the hand. I don't know what finger I should do it on. Should I hold it like that, or maybe just with the pinky? Don't know. Maybe the middle finger. Give it the middle finger. That's what the ladies say. Cheers and beers, guys. Let's see what we get on the taste buds. Oh, there is a lovely amount of carbonation buzzing away on my tongue. And yes, I would say there are probably some East Kent Goldings in this bad boy. And there's also a lemon kind of zestiness. Not sure if I can find out. I will try and find out, dear viewer, what kind of hops do go into this beer. However, I'm pretty sure there's some East Kent Golding, but there is some other stuff. Perhaps Citra, because it's giving me that kind of greenness as well. I'm getting that kind of taste. For those of you that like traditional English IPA, now, I'm not saying American IPA here, because that is not what this is at all. This is more, some people really don't like Green King IPA, and I kind of understand. Personally, I quite like it. It's nice. And I used to drink it probably getting on for 30 years ago. It's at least 28 years ago I was drinking Green King. In my days, working at pubs and stuff. But it does also have the taste of the kind of original Hobgoblin. It does not have that kind of biscuity taste. The malts in here, There is a little bit of sweetness that I can taste. So in that respect, it is kind of American IPA like, but the hops, I would say, definitely aren't. um, yeah, it's just that sort of residual sweetness, which is nice. It's nice to find in an IPA. The other question is this an IPA at all? I mean, 5%, not too bad. I would say if you're getting, I'd say 5 to 6% is kind of where IPAs start or should start. Anywhere under that, it's not an IPA, it's just a normal pale ale. However, this beer is quite heavily hopped. It's not a super bitter, super IBU, blow your head off monster. Definitely not like an old school West Coast IPA. Some of those, what was the one? The one I remember was Flying Dog, over 100. I think it was 120 IBUs, something like that. Jesus Christ! It was, you drunk it, and then the inside of your mouth just turned to, like, it was like eating a lemon. It was like, oh, it was so bitter. And they go stronger than that. This is nowhere like that. But for someone used to the kind of American style, especially the hazy IPAs, and kind of like the how do we say, the kind of creamier ones, the milder ones, the New World ones, you know what I mean. Not exactly a Nipah, because Nipahs can be bitter as well, but definitely the new style that use a lot of mosaic and that kind of hop. This is a lot bitter, more bitter. I was going to say bitterer, but that's not right. You gotta be a wordsmith at some point, and I'm barely that. um, but yeah, the bitterness is there too. Um, you could even perhaps call this a golden ale and get away with it, because it's got that sort of taste as well. So traditional British, traditional English, in the IPA style or golden ale style, um, perhaps even just a pale ale style. But I'm going to say this is probably an old school IPA. Cheers. Right, I'm now down to this bottom section. I have passed the inverted feminine bulge, or perhaps this could be like um, the hips of a fine young lady. You remember the old school pint glasses? They usually have a bump up here somewhere. It's not one of those. It's a sort of curve down below. So very feminine, apart from very, very flat up along the sides there. Let's get the hobgoblin in there. Look at that. If I hold this up to the wall, that is amazingly cool, don't you think? And if you've got good eyes, you can see the hobgoblin there. There he is, coming to chop off my head with his chopper. Get to the chopper! Right, I'm going to see how this. I was worried. The only thing I was worried about this glass was, um, you've heard of the Yard of Ale, haven't you? My local pub is also called the Yard of Ale. About 500 yards that way. Um, and it's got a Yard of Ale, usually has a big ball on the end, and then it goes up into a long schooner. Um, but you have to twist it when you're drinking. Otherwise, as soon as the air taps that big ball at the end, it all comes out and it basically covers your face. And usually yards of ale are like 3.5. I think they're about 3.5 pints. You have to drink it in one go. Maybe in my younger days. These days, I probably couldn't even drink a can in one go. Ridiculous. So wish me luck while I finish this bottom section of this glass. Very cool. Oh, I needn't have worried. Really cool glass there. Nice solid beer if you like that style. Weirdly, this is not a craft beer, and because it's made by Carlsberg, I wouldn't even call this a proper cask beer either. I mean, it's in a can, obviously, not a bottle. Um, so it is a macro. Hobgoblin is a macro now. That's just ridiculous. When I started this channel, which is about, I think it's about 13, 14 years ago, Hobgoblin was a wee lad. And it had really good marketing. It was a bit of a kind of craft, a bit of a cask beer, craft beer kind of crossover. The recipe is totally different to what it is now. Marston's Carlsberg or Carlsberg Marston's, whatever your damn name is, that group, that macro, they've messed around with the recipe and they brought the alcohol down quite a lot. Used to be, I think it was 5.5, 5.6% it used to be, and now I think it's under 5% now. For a long time it was 5.2, but I think it's even come down lower than 5% now. So having a nice 5% beer, really, really good. And at £5 for 4 cans, you cannot argue with that kind of value. So give the Hobgoblin a go. This, not this exact beer, but the whole Hobgoblin kind of the way they did business and the t-shirts and the merchandise and the crazy things they used to do at Halloween and all that kind of stuff. Absolutely fantastic. I've got a lot of time for Hobgoblin. And dear viewer, I have reached the end of this glass. So it is the end of my time with you. But like I said near the beginning, please click like on this video. It really does help out. And like I say, I'm still trying to grow up to what the next milestone is, probably getting up to sort of 1,500 viewers, something like that. So please be one of those. Subscribe to the channel, click like, and we'll see you real soon for another beer review. Until then, cheers and beers.